Welcome back. You're still watching Politics Tonight, digging beyond the headlines. And now to our interview with the guests of the day. I'm joined by the member of House of Representatives representing Pankshin, Kanam Kanke constituency of Plateau State, Honorable Yusuf Adamu Gagdi, for discussion on the National Assembly oversight role in the Tinubu presidency. Honorable Gagdi is a former Deputy Speaker of the Plateau State House of Assembly. Thank you very much for joining us, Honorable.
Thank you, and good evening.
All right. So let's start this conversation this way. You're reported to have met the president on a number of occasions before you decided to give up the race for Speaker of the House of Representatives. How easy was it for the president to get you to quit the race?
To me, it was an honor. It was an honor for me to be given the enablement by the people of Nigeria through the people of Pankshin Kanke Kanam Federal Constituency's mandate, and which is a platform upon which I have the basis to contest for Speaker. It was a big honor for me to interface and interact with the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, on different number of occasions. And I believe the experience of interacting with him, discussing with him about national issues, talking to some of us as his product, as a father, is something that I will forever cherish and remember. So I'm grateful that I have the enablement to interact with him as a candidate. Interacting with him as a citizen of Nigeria, yes, I used to do that, but this one, it was a unique opportunity for me to do that. And I feel I have no regret whatsoever stepping down to support whatsoever the party so desire for the 10th House of Representatives.
Right. So during your official declaration for the job of Speaker of the House of Reps, you paid glowing tribute to the immediate past Speaker, that's Femi Gbajabiamila, whom you described as your mentor. Now, do you feel disappointed that he did not support your aspiration?
Why will I feel disappointed? Femi did not reject me. The Chief of Staff and the former Speaker did not reject me in any way. He supported all of us. You remember sometimes last month he summoned 10 aspirants for a meeting in his residence, and we knew what he discussed with us. He had no candidate. The only thing was that he was waiting for the party to zone the speakership position. Wherever they zone, he will look at somebody he feels having interacted with all of us from that zone to support. If the Chief of Staff to the President, being my mentor, my boss, my friend, who mean a lot to me, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, has supported someone from North Central, where I'm coming from, then I can draw a conclusion that he doesn't like me, and I may feel bad that having come all this far with him, he have gone to my zone to pick someone. But the party zoned the speakership to Northwest, and he supported someone in the Northwest. And all of us, at the end of the day, decided to put down our ambition in the interest of the unity, in the interest of smooth takeoff of our father, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. I think I have no grudges. I didn't feel bad. I will respect him forever as a mentor, as a leader, as a father, and as someone that I think he had been the best speaker in the history of Nigeria, having ruled the ninth House of Representatives in the manner it was done. If you look back, Ninth Assembly was an assembly without crisis, was an assembly that is up and doing, was an assembly that sponsored some of the nicest bills in the country and received the assent of the president, was an assembly that was able to, handle the issue of petroleum industry bill, now a petroleum industry act, was an assembly that have established and a lot of tertiary institutions, was an assembly that came during the NSAS, was an assembly that have attended to so many issues that affected the well-being of the Nigerian people. So I still respect Femi Gbajabiamila for being a mentor, for being someone that I will always learn and wish to learn from. He have done his best. So I feel I bear no grudges against him whatsoever. And for the record, he was one of the reasons why I stepped down. Someone that have put together, some of us, have assisted us to get to where we are in the parliamentary business, you know you must listen to him in one way or the other. So in addition to the fact that we respected Mr. President, we are still respecting him, the role Femi played too, it was a covert role that people didn't know. So if not because of the respect some of us have for him, it would have been a different story of us being recalcitrant. But because he is someone that have provided leadership in the 9th House of Representatives, I think I still respect him and I still believe in him.
All right, but looking back, do you think the leadership of your party should have demonstrated a greater sense of equity, justice, and engagement? And do you think they should have handled the zoning matter differently?
I have screamed loud about those parameters, those issues of equity, those issues of justice. And I think in any decision the party took, it is in my past. But again, they have their reason for taking such a decision. What is left for some of us is not to flash back why the party even took some of those decisions. It's what do we have to put together with what the present speaker have to be able to build a nation that we are desired of. I think as someone that have packaged myself to be the Speaker of the 10th Assembly, God give power to whosoever he so desires. What is left for me now is to contribute immensely to the 10th Assembly, is to support Tajuddin Abbas to deliver on his campaign promises to the members of the 10th Assembly, to deliver on what he thinks, if done, will be able to help the Nigerian people. And again, he has an open door policy. You've heard his speech. He respects some of us that contested election with him. He respects some of us that stepped down for him better. So we have an assembly that is governed by Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, and we are going to add value to whatever he is doing. So in my opinion, decision of the party is in the past. What is before us now is governance. What can we do as a representative of the people to add value to better the lots of the Nigerian people? I think going forward, this should be my priority, but not turning back. To talk about party is supreme. Party have reason to do what it does. We are party men and women in the 10th House of Representatives, and we'll continue to respect our party platform. Look at the election, how it went. We have different political platforms, the PDP, the Labour Party, and the NNPP, etc., etc. But the vote came in such a manner that you could see the message 10th Assembly sent to the Nigerian people is that we have left issue of our political platform at the gates of the National Assembly. When we go into the hallowed chamber, we talk about Nigerian people and what can we do in order to better their lots, in order to add value to the Asuwaju administration in times of changing what is happening in this country, both in the area of insecurity, education, agriculture, and what have you. So, first thing first, politics is gone. Campaign is gone. Speakership or no speakership, we believe it must be one of us that will rule the 10th House of Representatives. And God decide to say it is so Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, who is a brother, a friend, whom we have worked together. We will support him to succeed in the best way we can.
Honorable Gagdi, that's great to hear. I mean, it shows you're truly a party man. So let's talk about the inauguration of the 10th National Assembly. How will you describe the developments?
It's one of the most peaceful inauguration I have watched in TV and I have participated. The tension of the 10th House of Representatives, I don't think I have seen 2% of what happened in the 9th House of Representatives in the case of the 10th House of Representatives. The inauguration of the two leadership of the Senate and that of the House of Representatives, you could see in the 10th Assembly, particularly that of our own, in the 9th House of Representatives, that Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila emerges. The tension was there, the clamor, the heat, you could feel it in the chambers. But coming to this one, because of the consultation the party promised to do at the end of the day, having visited the party's headquarters at a point, the party did so by reaching out to aspirant people that want to be speakers, people that want to be deputy speaker, people that want to be Senate president, and giving people, elected representative of the people, both in the Senate and the House of Reps, a sense of belonging, have helped in dusting down a lot of tension. What need to have played on the floor of the House, the party leader, in his wisdom, President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu have done the needful. The former speaker, who is now the chief of staff to the president, have had sleepless nights in engaging some of us and engaging aspirants in making sure that we have a smooth transition from 9th House of Representatives to 10th House of Representatives. And first in the history, I've not seen any time that you elect a new speaker, and the outgoing speaker will hand over a document to the new speaker. If not because of the wisdom in the leadership of the party, through the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and through the former speaker, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, that smooth transition wouldn't have come to play. But in my own opinion, it's one of the best things, it's one of the best lessons some of us have learned, and some leaders too would equally say that they have learned from the gladiators of the transition of the 9th Assembly to 10th Assembly in the person of the Femi Gbajabiamila, where consultations were made, like I have said earlier. The president have reached out to people. So coming to the floor is just to adopt what you think is in the best interest of the Nigerian people. And so the inauguration of the 10th House of Representatives in particular, where I was an active participant, is one of the joyful moments I have had. Sitting down, the decorum maintained by members, voting freely without any coercion or intimidation, standing up to express your opinion. And again, the inaugural commitment of the present speaker, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, was equally something that I think make my day as far as the inauguration of the 10th House of Representatives is all about.
All right. Now, as a new set of leaders has emerged for the National Assembly, how will you describe their emergence?
It's democratic. It's a good thing for the Nigerian people that the level of acceptability. I'm trying to concentrate on the House of Representatives because it is an institution that I have a little or better knowledge about, having participated in the process. So I will give reference to that of the House of Representatives. I will describe it as one of the best things that has happened to the Nigerian people. I know Tajuddin Abbas, I know his capacity, I know his parliamentary sagacity, I know what, I'm not flattering him, I'm someone that can draw line when where you don't have the capacity to perform. But in my own opinion, I think it is a covenant. I will simply describe it as a covenant between the Nigerian people and the government of the people of Nigeria. Certainly, you should expect that the 10th Assembly is going to be an assembly that is engaging, more so that Mr. Speaker have promised that he will do better than what Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila have done. We always pray to be the best. So by the special grace of God, we'll give the 10th Assembly leadership the enabling support for us to be able to do what the Nigerian people want. I always refer to the 9th Assembly Speaker, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, as the people's speaker. So I'm sure, having played a fundamental role in us coming to where we are today, the 10th House of Representatives too is going to be people-oriented National Assembly by the special grace of God.
All right, we'll definitely get back to that. But for what it is, the election of the leaders went the way the APC hierarchy wanted it. What is the implication of this for the new administration?
The implication, I think it doesn't have implication. The only thing is we have a speaker that have the capacity to manage the interests of the Nigerian people. Remember, 360 House of Representative members, by constitutional interpretation, they are the Nigerian people because we represent the people of this country in the House of Representatives. So, for you to come to a situation whereby the entire people vote for you massively like that, it means you have the acceptability of the representative of the people, and therefore the people expect much more. And again, the way and manner upon which the new speaker is conducting himself, I'm very sure that he will have a smooth tenure in office because he consult, because he tolerate, because he listen, because he accommodate the feelings and the intentions of the members of the House of Representatives. Be that as it may, in addition to the support by politicians outside, by the party, intention of the party, I'm very sure his level of maturity in terms of accommodating different views, be it political or private members' intention, Tajuddin Abbas is going to manage the 10th House of Representatives in the best way he can, and we will be there to give him the support he wants.
All right, so just because you pointed out this earlier, the election of the Senate president was tighter than that of Speaker of House of Representatives, unlike what people expected. What factors were responsible for this?
Senate of the 10th Senate means different things to different people. If you look at the politics that play in the Senate and that of the House of Representatives, they are two different things. So it was tight, perhaps. I don't see it as a tight contest, no. An election that have 109 senators, and you have a vote margin of about 16, only 100 people or 109 people voting, that someone win with a margin of 16 or 19 vote, I think it is not tight. When you have 2 or 3 votes in the case of 100 or 109 participants, you can say it's tight. 16 votes in the case of 109 senators. I think it's a gap that you cannot say is too tight. Although, yes, I will agree with one thing. Prior to the election of the Senate, the tension was more severe in the Senate than that of the House of Representatives. But to God be the glory, the party was able to manage it. The leaders of the party was able to manage the situation. And the outcome of the election was acceptable. The process of producing the Senate president was transparent. So that is the most important thing. Everybody knows that it wasn't an imposition. It was the decision of the members of the 10th Senate to vote distinguished Senator Akpabio as the Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And the winning margin is very clear. So I don't think I will accept that it is tight, looking at the volume of participants in the case of the Senate. I can't describe it politically as a tight race. I can say that it was very obvious and very clear that Akpabio won, but I will equally accept, like I have said earlier, that there was tension. A lot of people thought that it was going to be a winning of 6 or 7 or 2, 3 votes, but God decided to make it what it is. And I appreciate the Senate for conducting themselves in the way they did and the outcome of the election, particularly the management of the National Assembly that managed the election in a very open. It was televised live. Nobody saw anybody screaming at anybody. No intersection, no anything that would have created problem in the Senate and that of the House of Representatives. That's the most beautiful thing about it.
House of Reps. So what played out with a wide margin?
What played out is we had almost a consensus candidate. All the people that are contesting for the Speaker, myself, listen to the party leaders, listen to the president, listen to my boss, Femi Bajabiamila, and step down. Betara did the same thing. Princess did the same thing. A lot of people. Sada Soli did the same thing. It's a contest that earlier you had 10 candidates, aspirant. And at the end of the day, we became 7, we became 6, and we keep on reducing like that until a contest was conducted between 3 persons. So the margin was there because all of us believe in Tajuddin Abbas project, having interacted with our party for us to be able to put down our intention and harmonize our whatever we want to achieve as speakers of the 10th Assembly to the person that we feel, the party feel, is in the best interest of the Nigerian people. And having educated us on the reason why he was adopted, we equally stepped down for him. So if you have a contest that hither to the time of the election, you have 10 aspirants, and on the day of the election, you have 3, and almost all the other 6 aspirants were stepping down for the one, you expect that the margin should be the way it is. So it was a great thing.
All right, so let's talk about you for the next few minutes. You were inaugurated for a 2nd term as a federal lawmaker. How do you feel?
I feel great, more so that in my constituency, nobody have ever been elected for the 2nd term. I feel great that my constituency is a mini America. Mini America in the sense that we don't vote based on religion, we don't vote based on your tribe, They voted for me based on perhaps performance. It may interest you and viewers, listeners to note that Panshinkanke Kanam Federal Constituency is from Plateau State, and Plateau State is a Christian-dominated state. I am a Muslim. Panshinkanke Kanam Federal Constituency is a 70% dominated Christian constituency. I was elected the first time in 2019. I defeated an incumbent member as a Muslim who was a Christian. And I contested my second term in office with a Christian, perhaps the son of a reverend father. But again, the people voted for me with a margin of 31,000 votes or 39,000 votes. Some state governors won with 12,000 margin. You could see someone coming from a Christian-dominated constituency and as a Muslim. Even my tribe, Jar, I am one of the minority tribe in that constituency. But the people believe that we have something in stock. We have tried our best, perhaps at the risk of sounding immodest in our first time, and we've come to the second time. They feel we can do better. So the people believe in performance. And if I told our brothers in the other constituency will behave like my constituency, there won't be this religious kind of a thing, tribal sentiments that will come to play in terms of politics. So I am proud. I feel good. I give myself as an example. I will continue to talk to Nigerians to look at Panshinkanke Kanam Federal Constituency as a constituency that play politics without religion, play politics without tribalism. And Mr. President too, I think among the 774 local government, the local government that give him the highest margin is Kanam local government, the local government I came from, and Kanke. You can see that with even the clamor of religious thing trying to come to play in our presidential election, the people of my constituency voted capacity. Even in the case of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he won in Panshinkanke Kanam Federal Constituency, a Christian-dominated constituency in Plateau. That tells you that we are advancing. Will continue to project and portray my constituency as a good example of how politics should be in Nigeria. So I feel great. I feel good. But again, I feel burdened that having renewed my mandate, just like our president will say, renew hope. It's a covenant between me and the people. I feel burdened that yes, I have done something in the last 4 years, and people are expecting better than what I have done in my first tenure. So if I see it as a covenant, I will feel happy and good that yes, I'm being used as a good example of neutral politics. Playing politics of how it's supposed to be by my constituency. But the depth of the commitments between me and the people scare me. What can you do in the next 4 years to be able to exonerate, to be able to make the people that voted for you, irrespective of your tribe being a minority, your religion being a minority, what can you do to keep that trust between you and the people? So it's what is challenging me day, night, every day and night. And by the special grace of God, with prayers, having feel good that yes, I am being elected again, I will do my best to ensure that I don't fail the people that have this kind of trust in me.
I can imagine. But it's also very important to say that in the last 4 years, you have become a history maker. I mean, you've been credited with sponsoring or co-sponsoring 18 bills, out of which 6 have been signed into law by the former president. Let me ask, what was your motivation?
Before then, one of my bills too was signed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the bill that extends the age of the judicial officers, judges of the Court of Appeal and other courts. I sponsored that bill during the constitutional amendment. So I will use this opportunity too to thank Bola Ahmed Tinubu for making me to continue to be in the Guinness Book of Records. He's one of the president. I'm one of the new members in the first tenure that another president come in and equally got my bill on his table and assented to them. So I thank my boss, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, for continuing to be seen merit in what we are doing as his subordinate, as his product, as people that he have groomed in the area of parliamentary business and other areas of human endeavor. So I feel great that as a first-timer, I was able to sponsor 28 bills like you mentioned, which is true. And again, 7 now, not 6, have been assented to. So in my second term in office, I have one bill that is assented to by Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which I thank God for that. As a student of peace and someone that like academics, I think it's my hobby to read. It's my hobby to research. It's my hobby to equally discharge my duties. Constitutionally, the responsibility of a parliament is to make laws for peace, order, and good governance, in addition to performing oversight function. These are the 4 key roles donated to a parliament by the Constitution of the Federal Republic. 1, you should make law for peace. That's what the Constitution mentioned first. 2, a parliament as his primary responsibility. 2, to make law for order. And 3, good governance. In addition to performing oversight engagement, oversighting ministries, agencies, and departments of government. Then if primarily the first leg of responsibility donated to me as a parliament is to make laws for peace, order, and good governance, it means therefore that I will not have satisfied my conscience as a parliament to have finished my first term in office without having satisfied that aspect of what the Constitution expected of me, to make laws. I have pushed bills, I have fund bills, I have lobbies for bills, I have sponsored them, I have read, I have researched, and 6 have been assented to. The 7th one just came in last week. So I feel delighted, and my motivation is not even because I am a scholar, because yes, I like reading as my hobby, I like research, I like putting together materials that will add value to humanity. No, it's because the constitutionally I'm expected to discharge that function. So if I don't do it, what is the extent of taking out of office or out of allegiance? That I will not allow my personal interest to influence my obedience, that I will discharge my duty faithfully in accordance with the... So if I have been subjected under an oath that I will discharge my duties in accordance to the provision of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and the provision of the Constitution require me to fund bills, and I don't do it, what is the essence of taking that out of office or out of allegiance? So it is what is expected of me. That is, it's just like worshiping God for you to go to heaven. As a parliament, sponsoring bill is sine qua non. It's something you have to do, because that is what, but in doing it, you mustn't do it as an originator of a bill to be able to get it scaled through and assented to by president. Even by way of contributing to other people's packages of bills, in the best way you think you are doing it to add value to the people of this country, you are discharging your function. I feel delighted. I am motivated by the constitutional demand of me being a lawmaker. Making law is my primary function. So I have to continue to do that.
All right. It's also very important to note that a lot of people have commended you for projects and empowerment programs you facilitated. I mean, your people regard you as a man who has a significant approach to representation. So what more should people of your constituency expect from you in your 2nd term in the House?
They should expect better than what I have done in my first time. I will try. I have told you in this program that what is really making me scared is the love shown to me by the people of Panshinkanke Kanam Federal Constituency. I'll keep on repeating this. How many people, Christians, won election in 2023 in Muslim-dominated area? And how many Muslims won election in 2023 in Christian-dominated area? You only count 1 or 2 or 3 of us. If it is religion or tribe, I don't have the capacity to win election. If it is money, I don't have the capacity to win election. There are people that are well-rooted economically, religiously, and ethnically in my own constituency. But the people believe in what I have done. My systematic approach to issues, being a grassroots person, believing in bettering the lots of the people. It is what makes them to renew my mandate. So they have renewed hope as a slogan of our president. And in that case, I am expected to do better than what I have done. And therefore, I declare that it's a covenant between me and God and the people of my constituency that I will do everything humanly possible to make sure that I have conducted myself in the area of bringing dividends of democracy at their doorstep, in the area of initiating policies and programs supporting both federal government and government at all levels, to ensure that policies of government are people-oriented, to ensure that I have bring federal government present in my constituency. I will continue to do that. They should just expect that the Yusuf Adamu Gagdi they know in his first tenure will be better in his second tenure by the special grace of God. I will continue to do that so that at the end of the day, if you finish your contract with the people, you sleep and snore that you have done what you subjected yourself to do. You have gone to look for the people. Give me your mandate. I will deliver. So they should expect that I will deliver. But I equally need their prayers. You cannot do it without prayers. You cannot do it without challenges. At times you are doing better. Some people envy you. At times you are doing what you asked to be given to you and giving it back to the community. Some people, even within the community, you don't expect that everybody will like what you are doing. But the most important thing is, let it be shown, like it is being displayed during my election, that I won election with that kind of margin. It means that the majority of the people agree with what I am doing. I mustn't be like God. I mustn't satisfy everyone. But I promise you that I will be better representative in my second tenure than what I have done in the first 4 years.
All right. Well done, Honorable Gagdi. Now let's take a break, and when we come back, we will talk about the composition of the new National Assembly leadership and the task ahead. Please stay with us.